Okay, so we're in the Chofetz Chaim lesson today. This is day 65. It says, taking the law into one's hands. We have seen that it is permissible to use certain forms of social pressure to persuade an individual to come before a Beit Din, rabbinical court, for adjudication of a dispute. However, it is forbidden to use social pressure in order to bypass the court process and force a thief to return what he stole. It is wrong to cause the community to take a stand in a monetary issue on the basis of an individual's word alone. Only through the pask, or the ruling of a Beit Din, may the community take a stand. Thus, it is correct to ensure that the parties come before a Beit Din, but it is forbidden to personally orchestrate the enforcement of what one believes to be justice. So listening to gossip might be enjoyable, but it is certainly not worth the heavy price. So from his work, Sefer Shmirat HaLashon, this lesson is called A Swindler Comes to Town. So people who speak Lashon Hara, who speak gossip, tend to rationalize their sinful behavior with the contention that the listener wanted to hear the gossip and that he obviously enjoyed it. Moreover, the two remained good friends after their discussion. Could one really be guilty of causing his listener harm when he obviously had such a good time? The fallacy of such thinking can be explained with the following parable. A swindler came to a certain town and disguised himself as a respected leader of the community. When a visitor arrived in the town, the swindler welcomed him like an old friend and invited him to a local inn where the two could enjoy each other's company. At the inn, the swindler said, "It's been so many years since the last time we saw one another. My joy is indescribable. This calls for a celebration. Please go to the counter and tell the manager to serve us the best of everything he has to offer. Of course, I'll pay the bill." The two wined and dined until they had both eaten more than their fill. At that point, the swindler slipped out the door, leaving his guest with the enormous bill to pay. The poor fellow explained to the manager what had transpired, but to no avail. "All I know," said the manager, "is that you came to the counter and ordered all that food and drink. Whatever happened between you and that other fellow is of no concern to me. Pay up." One who listens to Lashon Hara is like the visitor in our parable. The listener is happy and feels no enmity toward the speaker, who seems to be entertaining him free of charge. The listener sees the speaker as his dear confidant, who tells him private information that he might not divulge to others. But all this is only on this world, while the shop is open and the merchant extends credit, according to Avot 3:20. In the next world, however, where the ledger is open and the collectors make their rounds, one will have to stand judgment for having listened to and accepted forbidden talk. Every word that he listened to will be recorded there, and he will have to pay a very high price. Very good lesson.